What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody, back again with another video, and this time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day where Legos return. That's right, our boy decided to bring out the Lego and be a full-time children's entertainer. That's right. And of course, this was part 2 of Legos building the succulent plant. And of course, Phil didn't finish, which, I mean, this was something he should have been able to do on the first stream. But anyway, yeah, and of course, support was not that great. And yeah, Phil gets into it here in the conversation. And let's not forget, he is upset that EvilAJ whooped them. That's right, whooped them like a rented mule last night. Oh my lord, if you haven't watched that video, it's on my channel. Definitely check it out. I believe he went 15-1. Or 1-15 against EvilAJ. So definitely check out the video. So let's see what Phil had to say on the Daily Wrap.
Good evening, everyone. Phil here. Welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Tuesday, the 4th of March, 2025. A great streaming day. Let's talk all about it because today, many accomplishments hit, many things locked in, many good things happened. So let's get to it. Podcast today. Some interesting news stories, including the return of Tony Hawk coming up in the summer, which is going to be excellent. I can't wait for that. Plus, a new Sony beta program that you can enter into if you're interested in Sony PlayStation or ports of PlayStation games. Plus, a lot of other chill stuff. I gave my final thoughts on Lost Records, and they weren't pretty. And basically, set the sights on, hey, let's do it. Let's hit the goals. Let's lock into a pizza party tomorrow. In addition to all of that, I did something different. I changed the schedule. Instead of doing Street Fighter 6 today, which I've done a lot of, I said, why don't we try to do the classics today? Because there are these old school collections of Street Fighter on PC, the same ones that I played on console for many, many years, including the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection, which I played from 2018 to like 2022, the Capcom Fighting Collection, which I played for about a year, among others. And I actually found out that there's a bundle you can get on PC where you get 2 of them for the price of 1. And in addition to that, I've been talking with a few people about the possibility of seeing if we can run some sets and stuff in these games. So I said, on a whim, you know what, today, let's try it, right? Let's give it a shot. Let's see if I get these games, if we can get comp, all right? So there's good news and bad news, all right, as always. The good news is, did I get some comp? Did we actually get to play classic games? Yes, we played the 30th Anniversary Collection, and basically, I was able to play a lot of Third Strike, a little bit of Alpha 3, and an okay amount of Super Turbo. But there was mixed results, and here's what I mean. Street Fighter 3 Third Strike is good. It's laggy, but it's good. At least you get to play it. Alpha 3 is fine. But Super Turbo is pretty not good. And what I mean by that is I forgot that in the 30th Anniversary Collection, this was a bad port. What they did is they took an emulator and they just slapped the arcade ROM into it. And this emulator runs the game incredibly poorly. Certain stages run way too fast and you can't really play the game normally. Certain things make the game literally skip frames and drop inputs. For example, I was playing it and certain special moves like Blanca's Fierce Punch Blanca Ball, you can't block it. Like, no lie. If he does it from mid-screen, you go to block, it just hits you. You're like, the frick? I can't block? You can't. And it's sad because there's certain things that, are kind of abusable then. Once you know that, for example, certain throw loops, certain ticks into throw, you just can't avoid them. And it's not fair. It's bullshit. It shouldn't be like that. In the real game, you can reversal out of that and stuff. It's not guaranteed. In this version, it is. So it was pretty sad. In addition to that, EvilAJ, yes, the same guy who made the original This Is How You Don't Play videos about me, literally he bought this collection and he knows how to abuse it because he used to do it all the time on console. So he literally just abused the same shit. He stalked me, would not let me play anyone else in Super Turbo, kept joining all of my lobbies and or my matchmaking, and just sat there doing these abusable things. And the funny part is, once I realized it and I started picking top tier like DJ, I beat him. But it's like, I'm not going to waste time playing this fucking abusable idiot. The guy's a loser. It's 15 years later after This Is How You Don't Play. He's still stalking me on the internet to try to play a broken-ass version of ST that's super abusable. He literally can't win without cheating. So it was kind of a waste of time in that regard, but I did enjoy playing the classics again. In particular, Third Strike was very fun. The few matches of Alpha 3 I got were fun. I think it would be good from time and again to go back to this collection and get a few random matches or do a random retro night, much like right now I do with Marvel vs. Capcom 2 in the Marvel collection. I think it'll serve that purpose. I just don't think it's ever going to be something I'm going to be playing heavily because the collection does suck, okay? What I will do is see if anyone's ever interested who I know from like back in the day who maybe wants to throw down one night, do some retro matches. I already have a couple people who said they may be interested. So I'll let you know if I'm ever going to do like a throwback retro night with some of my old crew and have some good times. I'm really good at Super Turbo, but some of them are really, really good at games like Third Strike. Like, they probably whoop my ass in Third Strike. So it could maybe be kind of a give and take, go back and forth. It would be fun, okay? Anyway.
All right, so the cope, my lord, it's been what, 12, 13 years since EvilAJ, maybe a little bit more than that. It's been about 15 years since EvilAJ made This Is How You Don't Play, and the man still lives rent-free in Phil's head. My God, I mean, I'm just curious to know how long Doody will be in his head. Seriously, like in 15 years, or is Phil going to bring up Doody? Is he going to say, you know, Doody did this, if he's still around? God knows if he's still around and he doesn't have a heart attack, or, you know, something goes crazy because of the gout. But anyway, let's say he does. In 15 years, will he still be talking about Doody? My Lord. That's right. EvilAJ just demolished Phil. He beat him 15-2. 15-2. And the only reason why he got 2 wins was because I think he played, he started spamming Headbutt with the E-Honda. And then he started playing, when that really didn't work, he started playing with Dalsim and basically just played a, you know, he stayed all the way in the corner and just threw Fireball. He spammed Fireball. But his ass got beat. EvilAJ now, I don't care what you say. I know Phil loves to talk about the camis and Streetfigher or whatever. No, you can clearly see that EvilAJ knows how to play the game. Like, he was actually being reactionary to everything Phil did. If Phil would throw a Fireball, he'd block. If Phil would do a Headbutt, he'd block. Like, you could see there was purpose there. Anytime Phil tried to jump, he countered it. Like, every move Phil did, he countered. So he can't give you this nonsense about lag or whatever. And it was funny because if you watch that video, Phil's chat was just fire. They were calling him out on his bullshit. They were like, no, there's no lag. What the fuck are you talking about? And even if there is lag, wouldn't both of you have lag? You know, it was great. It was awesome. I loved it. I love seeing the OG detractor EvilAJ out there. If you don't know who EvilAJ is, he was the creator of the original This Is How You Don't Play. The biggest one, of course, was the Metal Gear Solid 3, which highlighted Phil and his terrible gameplay and led the movement. It led the movement to people despising Phil. Yes, it did. So shout out EvilAJ for representing detractors all over. And you're an OG, brother. You're an OG, and you deserve that status. And Doody doesn't mind sharing the penthouse of Phil's fat head with EvilAJ. Of course not. There's plenty of room. We can always come and party and kick it, brother. You're always appreciated here in the gout head, brother.
During the stream, we hit 2 goals, locking in tomorrow's Ninja Turtles themed pizza party. So we'll talk about that in a second, okay? Then tonight on the late stream, it was DSP Builds It, episode 2, or I should say week 2, the Lego Succulents build. And as you can see, it went pretty well. We are now 2/3 done with the Lego Succulents. We have a big towering cactus, this awesome purple lavender bloom. We've got some smaller succulents and things there. It looks nice, right? But we're not done. There are 3 more to go, but the build took exactly the right amount of time, about 2 hours, when we got through it, and it was fun. And I'm happy to announce we did hit a support goal. So 2 weeks in a row, we hit a support goal doing the Lego. So we're absolutely doing it next week. We're finishing this up. And then if that one goes well and we hit the support goals, I have committed that I told you guys I would spend money to buy a much better Lego set, possibly something themed like Mario Brothers or one of these pop culture ones or a big crazy one, right? And we'll do that instead of these succulents, which will look nice and they'll be nice in the background. But I know you guys want something more interesting and crazier than this, right? So let's see how it goes next week. But it went well tonight. But I will just say this one thing. Most of the support came from like 4 people. So there are people who like this, but it's definitely not a mainstream crowd. And people have always asked me, hey, do different stuff outside of your comfort zone. Will you do a hobby style stream? And I said, sure. In fact, tonight, I actually set this up with the new camera to have a special setup so that when I did it, we could do picture in picture, right? With me here full screen, but me actually building this right here. And this is how I actually did it. I built it right here in front of everyone. Everyone loved it. They loved the camera. They said, man, it looked great. But I don't think it's going to be for everyone. And I feel like there's going to be diminishing returns. Like most stuff, at first it's interesting, but then people may lose interest over time if it doesn't feel special. So for now, let's finish this up next week. I told you I committed I would get another one, but then let's see what happens after that. Maybe give it a break. Maybe come back to it later in the year, or maybe we find something different to do with this camera rather than build Legos. But it went really well. I had a great time, got it done, locked in for another week, everything good. So today, really great day of streams. Had an absolute ton of fun with everyone. Thank you to everyone who attended, supported, and enjoyed the content today. You were awesome. And I can't wait for more. Now, tomorrow is going to be a nice special day, and here's why.
Okay. God. Well, first of all, my first question is, Phil, why is it taking you nearly 4 hours to not even get like I don't know, a third of this done. This is something that should have been done on one stream. Your favorite streamer, Strangely Lex, actually managed to do the entire thing on one stream. It took him literally like an hour and a half to put it together. It doesn't look that difficult. And then you have other detractors that bought it, are doing the same exact thing, and they managed to do it within like an hour or two. Why, Phil? Why is this taking you so long? I'm guessing because it's mature rated. 18 plus, I guess. Phil doesn't have the mental capacity to get it done quickly. Good God, bro. It's pretty self-explanatory. Legos aren't hard. Jeez. Anyway, so yeah, Phil's already talking about the money buff running out. This is the precursor. He might do Legos one more time. And then, of course, when he barely cracks 60 bucks on that stream, he'll wage quit it, just like he does everything else. Yes, Phil, you're correct. Everything you do always has diminishing returns. It doesn't matter. I'm glad you finally realized that's the case with everything you fucking do. Because you don't make it interesting and you don't pivot. That's the problem. You beat a semi-good idea to death. You really do. Like, did you really need to do Legos back-to-back weeks? You could have just waited a month and bring it out a month later. But of course, since you really don't have any other ideas, you're stuck with it. That's why you're probably going to do it again next week, because you don't have anything else going. It's the same garbage every fucking day, in and out, in and out, in and out. And the thing too, Phil, is, you know, you refuse, like, it just baffles me, Phil. You would play 17 matches with EvilAJ, right? A detractor of yours, because you felt like you needed to shut him up, and of course he embarrassed you. You spent 17 matches on this guy, had to spend another 30 minutes retconning why you were so fucking terrible, yet refused to play with your members, refused to play with your subscribers, refused to play with people that actually support you. I don't get it, Phil. You're like a walking fucking contradiction, really, Phil. You are. And the thing too is that the games that people want to play with you, like Streetfigher, Call of Duty, you can set it up where you directly match these people. Like, you've already done Street Fighters where you have lobbies created and you have people come in and you could kick people if you really want to. But again, you have this conception that you have this conception that you're paywalling your content. And that's not paywalling your content. Just because you only get to play with, say, 10 people, it doesn't mean you're paywalling. Who are you playing with now? You're playing with randos, and you're not playing with your viewers. Trust me. You create a lobby and you have your viewers come in and play, even if it's 10 or 12 or 5 people. I'm pretty sure that the people in your chat would enjoy it. They will. But of course, because, you know, one time when you only made like 50 bucks, you panned it because you thought, oh, people don't want to pay. People don't want to see me play other people, other viewers, because they're just, no, Phil. It's just, they don't have fucking money. You got to remember, the Velcro wallets need to be replenished by disability checks every month, Phil. It's not like a magic wallet. Like, I understand that, you know, you believe that the federal government, when they run out of money, all they need to do is just print more money. It doesn't work that way, Phil. It really fucking doesn't. And you haven't gotten that concept yet. I don't know why, Phil. Anyway, oh, and the best part, of course, was when he was doing Lego streams, some dent came in, or I believe they're Argentinian, came in, dropped a sub bomb of 50 or 20 or whatever, and the person had dropped something else before that, or I think it was 50. And Phil fucking basically basically went off on this person because they had just created their account that day. And of course, Phil assumed that the person is an Argentinian detractor and was demanding that they tip or super chat to prove that they're not Argentinian. It was just some despicable shit. It really was. Phil, if you just don't trust it, you don't acknowledge it, and you move on, bro. There's no stopping the Argentinian memberships. It really isn't. You spending 20 minutes on your podcast talking about, on your stream talking about it, just highlights it even more. And people like Doody and Snort and everyone else make videos laughing at you. Anyway, I'm not gonna watch the rest because no one really cares about a pizza party. I guess the regards in this chat enjoy watching this nasty 42-year-old disgusting pig roach stuff himself with food. Knock yourselves out. Peace out.